that Paul was able to tell his spiritual son Timothy. He said, like a drink offering, I am ready to be what? Poured out. I have fought the good fight. I have run my race. I have done what? Finished my course. I have finished. Because he knew when he started, he knew how far he needed to travel. And notice, dear brother, like I told them in Kogi State, he did not say, I have finished the course. Because the course, one man can't finish it. That the course, every man has his portion inside. That's why it's only foolish people that when they enter into ministry, they think they are the best thing that has happened to the Christian faith. Oh God, you just have a course in the course. Every man will have his portion there. That's why Paul said, I have finished what? My course, my own. I've finished. So he was telling Timothy, if you like, don't finish your own. He said, but there is one who is coming, who will judge the living and the dead at his appearing. So if you like, run around and be telling yourself that you are the same. I'm young. So when a man is young, the time of his youth is for him to enjoy his life. He said, don't worry. Don't worry. If you like, don't do the work of an evangelist. Don't fulfill your ministry. I have finished my course. So if the communications are clear, in the communications will be what we call commandments. Because every vision that is initiated by the Spirit of God will come with an anti-compromising lock. What do I mean by an anti-compromising lock? There's a system of preservation for destiny that God factors into every destiny. And the way he communicates that system of preservation is that he will give you what? Commandments. That if you do this, and you do this, this thing that I have shown you will become yours in reality. So those commandments will be coming with the communications. What many young Christians do is that they receive communications and they refuse to honor commandments. And they think that the communications are isolated from the commandments. So God visits Abraham in Genesis chapter 12 and he says, come out. The call was made. Verse 2, he now says, and I will make your name great. And I will make you a great nation. And through you, the nations of the world will be blessed. I will bless them that bless you and curse them that curse you. And then he gets to Genesis chapter 15. And then he begins to tell him, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. The one who is a servant in your house will not be your heir. Sarah is going to give birth. Then he gets to Genesis chapter 17. He now begins to validate the things he has been telling him since Genesis chapter 2. Everything expressly commanded. And it is in Genesis chapter 17 now that he says to him, walk thou before me and be what? Perfect. And I remember asking you a question last week. What has he been doing since? It's because now the communications have reached a heightened level. Then God brings what? A commandment. Walk thou before me and be what? Perfect. I like a translation. It says blameless. Do you know what that word blameless means? It means without blame. That means God was saying, if I hear that a man has slept with another man's wife, and they come and they say, who is the person? I don't want to hear that it is Abraham. You don't understand. That no matter what happens around you, the blame should never be found at your feet. So if all the men in your generation are doing things against God, you should be what? Blameless. Are you with me? That commandment was the anti-compromising lock for his communications. So for God to now make it a serious matter so that Abraham will understand that this is not just about you. Because when God picks a man and wants to do something with that man, it is not about the man, it's about the kingdom. It's about the advancement of God's kingdom and the establishing of his will and his purposes in the earth. So God now says, so that you know how serious this thing is, let me cut a covenant with you. So the end of the journey in a man's pilgrimage with the Lord is the place of what? Covenant.